Hare Krishna. Thank you. So this topic beyond gratitude is very important because generally many of us we think gratitude is the highest principle. Now in Krishna consciousness, I don't know if you have heard this. We keep hearing about this principle of surrender. We all have heard this. Surrender to Krishna. Whatever Krishna wants, we should do. Now, when we hear this, many of us, I'm confessing, for a long time, for me, this was theory. Because practically speaking, we have many desires and we want Krishna to help us. Surrender means to understand what is Krishna's desire. That is like very far fetched. I mean, bhakti for many of us, bhakti means I have some desires and I want them to be fulfilled and I beg Krishna, Krishna, please fulfill it. That is bhakti. But actual bhakti means Krishna, what is your desire? And I will do whatever it takes to fulfill it. When we hear this part, we are like, okay, I'm not there. Maybe I'll never reach there. No, there is Srila Prabhupada's classes I have been hearing regularly, and I got some amazing flow. Srila Prabhupada has actually given us a process by which we can make it practical and doable. He has given us steps in his classes. I figured out three things Prabhupada explains by which we can actually reach the stage where the Goswamis and Chaitanya Mahaprabhu are practicing surrender to Krishna's will. Because it is at that level we actually experience Krishna consciousness. See, when as long as we are practicing bhakti yoga in the mood that I have these problems, I have these desires, Krishna, please fulfill them. When we are in this mood, we don't experience bhakti the way it is supposed to be experienced. But when we reach that level where we can ask Krishna, Krishna, what is your desire? We actually experience real happiness of bhakti yoga. Now, because it is very abstract, very high, very impractical, so we think we'll never reach there. No. Today I want to share with you how Srila Prabhupada has helped us understand that we can experience. He has given us three principles: simple living, purpose. Second is understanding what is the purpose of what I am doing and being an instrument in Krishna's hands. And third is making an offering. Whatever we are doing, if we say, Krishna, this is for you, if we offer this to Krishna, if we do these three things, we can reach that stage which is beyond gratitude, beyond everything. It is just complete surrender to Krishna. And there is a fourth principle also which I want to share, which is called pause. Take a break, breathe, not, create a space by which you can offer all this to Krishna. So there is a lot of rich experiences available in Bhakti Yoga. So I want to today I want to share, I want to give a summary of what I'm going to share, because let's say some of you have a lot of services and you need to go. So before you go, you can know what's going to be discussed over the next many minutes. Main thing I want to share is gratitude is beautiful. Gratitude is most important, but it is the first step. Gratitude can still remain self-centered. Gratitude can be limited to thanking Krishna for what I'm getting. I have got these desires, Krishna, you have given me, so I'm grateful. Gratitude can be there. But if we want to go deeper in Bhakti Yoga, if we want to experience real Bhakti, then we need to, our gratitude must evolve. It has to become deeper. And that deeper gratitude is dependence, where we say, Krishna, you are supreme. Krishna, I am tiny. Krishna, your will is higher than my desires. And then that dependence also has to go deeper, deeper, and it matures to surrender, where we say, Krishna, what you have given me is different from what I desired, but I accept it because you are my supreme Lord. You are my worshipable master. So I am offering myself as your instrument. This is surrender. Now, I want to clarify, this journey in Bhakti Yoga is not linear. It is not that, okay, gratitude is lower. Now I have gone to dependence, then I have gone to surrender. No, it is not like that. I'm just giving it in such a format so that we understand. But actually, these principles are they are circular. Means gratitude makes us to go to dependence. Dependence makes us surrender to Krishna, and then surrender increases our gratitude. They are constantly circling and they are reinforcing each other. So but the most important thing is we have to surrender ourselves completely to Krishna or God or the universe. Even, I'm telling you, even secular people, I don't know if you know Oprah Winfrey. She's very famous for her podcasts or interviews. Since I was in college, I've been hearing about Oprah Winfrey, and I hear that she's still very active. So if Oprah Winfrey shows, if you see, she has a lot of these people who speak about surrender. All the spiritual people she calls, they may not be religious. So surrender is an amazing concept. Even secular, non-religious people understand this concept. So therefore, the surrender is beautiful. That's where Krishna consciousness becomes real for us. But to reach that stage, Srila Prabhupada has given us these four practices, three, which I have added one more, which is also Prabhupada only has given us, which is the practical expression or practical way we embark on the journey of surrender is four. First, live simply. Living simply means just take what is necessary. Don't be greedy. That is first thing Prabhupada often says. Second, remember the purpose of your action. Whatever you are doing, remember what is the purpose. And then once you understand that it is for Krishna, then become an instrument. And the third is, as an instrument, offer everything to Krishna. Offer the results to Krishna. And finally, just take a break, pause, breathe, reflect, ask questions to yourself, to Krishna, like that. So these are the four principles I want to share. So my main theme is, let us move beyond gratitude to increase our dependence on Krishna. And then let us go to surrender, where real spiritual life begins. So this is, uh, I know I have given a lot of what is gratitude workshops and gratitude journal writing. One of the journal writing is gratitude journal. So I want to say that what I'm trying to explain is continue the gratitude journal, but we need to also start expressing Krishna. I don't want to just thank you for what you give me or for what I like. I want to belong to you, Krishna. I want to belong to you fully, even when your desire is different from my desire. I want to belong. So that is the meaning of moving beyond gratitude, going beyond what I thank Krishna for what I like. See, okay, if you have come to Krishna consciousness, let me tell you something. Let me reveal something which you may not have accepted. You know what? There is something called surrender which is stirring inside you. Every devotee who has come to ISKCON has been attracted by the concept of surrender. It is stirring inside, it is there, it is churning. So, what I am proposing today is, let us tap this energy of surrender. And when we tap that, we will experience Krishna. We will feel the love of Vrindavan. We will feel loved by Krishna. So this is the essence of today's class. So ironically, generally after the class we give summary, but I'm not sure when I'll finish the class. So I gave the summary of the class before I began the class. And so it is like this. Gratitude connects us to Krishna. Great. Dependence deepens that connection. And surrender completes that connection with Krishna. I hope I'm clear. Gratitude helps us to connect. First step is gratitude. Then dependence makes it deeper and surrender complete. It's like this, Gratitude is like the doorway and dependence. So when we practice gratitude, we are like opening the door. And dependence is the pathway towards Krishna. So Krishna is inside the house. We open the door by gratitude, and then we walk towards Krishna, that is dependence. And when we reach home, when we reach Krishna, that is called surrender. For anytime we say, Krishna, I'm yours, I surrender to you, we'll experience Krishna's embrace. So therefore, we want to reach there, and I want to assure you it is not impractical. It is doable. We are going to discuss these four steps and then experience real happiness of Krishna consciousness. Why this is important today for us to discuss is because in today's time, in today's spiritual culture, gratitude has become the highest virtue. We count our blessings, we count our mercies, we thank God for all the prayers that is answered. But do you know something, that gratitude is essential, but it can become a spiritual plateau. Many of us become comfortable in gratitude, that we have stopped at the threshold of something which is more transformative. I'm not diminishing gratitude's power. I'm just saying there is something more. See, without gratitude, our life will be selfish. And there will be no deep satisfaction. It is very fascinating how many people think they are happy. Those who are happy, they may not necessarily be grateful. But those who are grateful, you will always see that they experience deep happiness. Because gratitude is very rich. Because happiness is generally at the level of senses or feeling good. It is at the level of, very superficial. But gratitude goes to the soul. So therefore, gratitude is very important. And in one class I was hearing, Srila Prabhupada explained gratitude the way I've never heard before. And it just completely blew my mind. Srila Prabhupada has given a lot of emphasis on gratitude, but how he explained it is very unique. He said, Krishna is very far, and but we can experience Krishna here. So he gave the example of sun. He said, sun is very far, but how can we experience sun, which is millions of miles away? How can we experience sun here? We can experience sun through sunshine. So when we are in sunshine, we are with Krishna, sun. So Srila Prabhupada said, similarly, Krishna is very far away. But if we can experience Krishna here in nature, if we see Krishna in the events of our life, when we eat, when we drink, if we can say, Krishna, thank you for this food. Krishna, thank you for this. So, like Prabhupada said, just like you are touching sun when you are in sunshine, similarly, when we thank Krishna for our experiences in this world, we are touching Krishna. So we are connecting with Krishna. This is very, very important. Like, you heard this Brahman, Paramatma, Bhagavan. We always say this. Brahman is the all-pervading aspect of Krishna. Like sun can be experienced as sunshine. Similarly, Krishna can be experienced in this world when we practice gratitude for all the gifts that we get. So, sun is millions of miles away. Krishna is in Golok Vrindavan, but Krishna is here. And the best example I found was Srila Prabhupada himself. This class was in New York. So Prabhupada says, I am in New York. And New York is very far from Vrindavan. But I am happy here because I am remembering Vrindavan and I am grateful. So I feel I am in Vrindavan. So similarly, we are very far from Krishna. But if you remember Krishna, if you are grateful to Krishna, then we are touching Krishna. And then Prabhupada also speaks about connecting to the purpose. And he says, I'm sitting in this room. This room is temporary. And I've come from India. But I'm using this room to glorify Krishna. And then he says, therefore, I'm connected to the purpose of this room. This room has a purpose, and I'm connected to that purpose. What is the purpose of this room? To serve Krishna. So Srila Prabhupada said, therefore, because I'm connected to the purpose of this room, I am happy. So the New York is far away from my Vrindavan, from my home. But I'm remembering my Guru Maharaj. I'm remembering the purpose of my visit to New York. Therefore, I'm happy. So therefore, Prabhupada's formula is, practically speaking, gratitude means remembering Krishna and connecting to our purpose. So therefore, gratitude is crucial. Gratitude is the first step, and it is the most important starting point in Krishna consciousness. So I hope that is clear and there is no confusion about that. Right? We all will practice gratitude always. So there is no doubt about it. Now, there is a subtle truth behind this which I want to share. Many of us miss this. That even the most holy practices can be used to only satisfy our ego. That is possible. It is possible. Gratitude is transformative, but it can remain self-centered. Oh, Krishna has done so much for me. Me. Again, we can be centered on me. The focus remains on what I have got. My prayers have been answered. I am satisfied. In casual conversations, have you seen, we say, when we get what we want, what do we say? Krishna is so merciful. And when we don't get what we want, what do we say? Prabhuji, what to do? It is Krishna's desire. I did not get it. That means, see, it's interesting. When we get what we want, we don't say it is Krishna's desire because we know it is my desire and Krishna fulfilled it. But when we don't get what we want, we don't say it is Krishna's mercy. We say what to do, Krishna's desire. Basically, what we are saying is it is not my desire. My desire is not my desire, but it is Krishna's desire what to do. So we are very clear. I have a desire, and if that desire is fulfilled, Krishna is merciful. And if I don't get what I want, then what to do? It's Krishna's desire. So it's a subtle thing. Um, the point I'm saying is we have somewhere our desire is different from Krishna's desire. So now I'm proposing today that authentic spirituality let us practice, which means let us move beyond thanking God for what we want. Let's slowly start accepting whatever God wants. Hmm? So I'll tell you how to do it. So basically, Krishna consciousness is not feel good. I want to feel good in Hare Krishna movement. No, Krishna consciousness will not transform us if we are in the feel good phase. We have to make our bhakti from transactional, we have to make it transformational, we have to make it devotional. See, many of us, for us, bhakti yoga is transactional. Krishna, I want this, please give me this. That is transaction. But it becomes transformational when we move beyond gratitude and we say, Krishna, you are wonderful. What is your will? Hmm. So, so therefore, I'm now proposing the second principle after gratitude, which is dependence. What is dependence? Dependence is when I say, Krishna, I'm very grateful to you. And then we add the emotion of smallness. I'm very small. I'm very tiny. I'm very insignificant. So, because gratitude alone can be self centered. Krishna has done so much for me, but it can still revolve around me. But when I see Krishna's greatness, Krishna, you are wonderful, you have done so much for me, and I contrast that greatness of Krishna with my tininess. I am very small. I am dependent on you, Krishna. I am insignificant. So when I contrast Krishna's greatness with my smallness, then I am practicing dependence. I am like, Krishna, it's by your mercy. There are two beautiful examples Srila Prabhupada gives us to help us practice dependence always. Morning to night, we can practice dependence when these two examples Srila Prabhupada gives. So, first example he gives is of a very famous scientist in India called Homi Bhabha. He was a scientist and he was, I think, the chairman of the planning commission. So, he was going for the meeting, and that time there was a accident and he died. So Srila Prabhupada says with deep irony and sobriety and gravity that he was going for a planning commission meeting, but he could not plan his own death. So then Srila Prabhupada says, we are so insignificant that we can die at any time. For this example, Prabhupada has given many times. And the exact statement Prabhupada says is, he was a very big man, but he died in an air crash. We are so tiny. Therefore, we have to remember our insignificance. We are insignificant. We need to remember. This is one example. So, as we remember how we are so insignificant, our dependence increases. Second example Srila Prabhupada gives is of his own Guru Maharaj, Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur. Anybody would ask Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur anything, he would always end his answer by saying, Krishna willing. So they would ask, so we heard you are going to Madras tomorrow. Chennai was called Madras during those days. So Srila Prabhupada was traveling to Madras for some temple opening. So are you traveling to Madras tomorrow? And Bhaktivedanta Thakur would say, yes, tomorrow morning I'll be traveling. Krishna willing. Immediately he would say, if Krishna wills, I will go. So this is an acknowledgement that Krishna as a will, and we are subtly connecting to Krishna's desire, and Krishna's desire could be different from my mind and senses induced desires. Like even when we thank Krishna, we may be thanking Krishna for helping me pass the exam, for me having good health, for me giving me a good spouse, good job. But These are all what I wanted, right? These are my desires. And this is my will, and may not necessarily be Krishna's desire. But when I start saying Krishna willing, this will happen, Krishna willing, this will happen. So slowly, what we are doing is we are acknowledging Krishna as a will. We are expressing, we are remembering that I am dependent on Krishna's permission. If Krishna gives me permission, then I can do it. So this is very, very subtle. And also when I start remembering how Krishna has to give me permission, that makes my gratitude richer. So slowly I'm rising beyond being grateful for my desires being fulfilled. I'm rising now to understanding that my desires can only be fulfilled if Krishna allows, and I'm dependent on Krishna. That's how we make our gratitude deeper. We are acknowledging that Krishna has a desire. See, right now I may not be so advanced like my spiritual master or Prabhupada, who are like completely sold out to Krishna. No, by saying Krishna willing, constantly thinking if Krishna allows, it will happen, then I'm accepting that Krishna has a will. Hmm? See, there are many people who practice gratitude in this world, but gratitude becomes a spiritual practice when we acknowledge our tininess in front of the Lord's power. It can remain a feel good kind of thing unless we actually acknowledge Krishna's power. So like this is the way we move to dependence. Now, let us go to the third level. So far it is clear. First is gratitude. Then we start practicing dependence on Krishna. And as we are practicing dependence, now comes a very beautiful part of our spiritual practice where we can make our gratitude really spiritual. We can understand that, okay, I'm getting older now. We are getting diseases. We are nearing death. So, but what is happening? Many of us, we are hoping against hope. We want to make our life better in this world. We want to be healthy. We are fighting. But let us raise the bar now and say, Krishna, I surrender. Krishna, I want to do what you have a desire. Mahaprabhu's famous verse is what? Ashlishava padaratam pinastumam. Krishna, you can embrace me. Krishna, you can reject me. I will always be yours. Hmm? So this is like most intimate relationship. Now, this verse, when I hear, I'll tell you very honestly, for many of us, we thought this is unreachable. This is impractical. Hmm? So I'm going to suggest these 4 practices now by which we can reach here, this stage. We don't need to rush, to this highest level immediately. We'll begin with gratitude, but there are 4 practices. But I want to make this very clear. These stages are not vertical scale. It's not a vertical scale. We begin with gratitude, then we move to dependence, then surrender, then again gratitude, dependence, surrender. It's like it's mixed up. Okay, is it clear? Don't think that don't think gratitude is lower. Not like that. Actually, if you see, when we practice gratitude, there is dependence also, isn't it? Like when I say, Krishna, thank you for this amazing feast, prasadam. So we are acknowledging that we are dependent on Krishna because I didn't create this food, right? Krishna, or when I say, there's also surrender when I'm thanking Krishna because I'm recognizing that this came from something beyond me and I want to offer myself to Krishna. So uh, it's not a ladder. It's not like it's a concentric circles. It's like deeper, deeper, deeper. Um, it's not that we graduate. Okay, Prabhuji, I've graduated from gratitude. Now I'm in dependence. Now I've graduated from dependence. I've gone to surrender. It is not like that. Gratitude becomes dependence. Gratitude becomes surrender. It is like that. Hmm? But still, why I'm doing like this kind of class? Because we are many times full of ourselves. So I'm just presenting humbly based on Prabhupada's classes that we need to also practice dependence and surrender. I'll tell you why I realized this. One day, one devotee told me he got a job, and immediately, I could see he was practicing gratitude. He said, Prabhuji, I'm really thanking Krishna today because I got this job. So that is gratitude. And after 5 years, there was a layoff and he was thrown off from the job. And amazing, look at the way he practiced gratitude. See, he practiced gratitude when he got the job because he got what he wanted, right? But when he lost the job, you know how he practiced gratitude? Can you guess? How can you thank Krishna you lost your job? Okay, when he got a job, he thanked Krishna. Very clear how he practiced gratitude. I want to ask all of you, can you guess how he must have practiced gratitude when he lost his job? Anybody wants to answer on a chat? What did you thank Krishna for? Thank you, Krishna, I lost a job. Oh, Yasyam Anugraha Nami. No, no, no. You didn't say like that. Some better plan Krishna has. Okay. Thank you, Krishna. You are giving an opportunity to focus on something else. Okay, you are teaching me dependence. Okay, all of these are good answers. Oh, I'll get more time to worship now because I lost my job. No, this is not what this is good feelings, but practically speaking, when you lose a job, it's not easy. It's your will. These are all good answers. I don't understand Krishna. This is a nice answer. Please give me intelligence. I'll tell you how he practiced gratitude when he lost the job. When he got the job, what did he say? Thank you, Krishna, for this job. Now I can practice devotional service. And when he lost the job, he said, thank you, Krishna. You are giving me an opportunity today to trust your plan. I don't know why I have lost the job, but today I'm getting a chance to trust you. Thank you for giving me this chance. So I could see he had advanced. He had advanced beyond simply thanking Krishna for what he got to something deeper. And so the point I'm saying is we have to consciously cultivate this movement. We have to move from being grateful to dependence to surrender. So now I'm going to discuss this four points on how we actually move. Okay. So first practice Srila Prabhupada gave us. This is may not be easy for grahasthas to accept, but this is Srila Prabhupada's words I'm repeating in my own edition. He says, live minimally, not minimal in the sense uh, torturing yourself. Srila Prabhupada said, know your quota and accept what is necessary. Okay, I want to clarify one very important thing. Srila Prabhupada gave the example always of one very famous Congress party worker during Mahatma Gandhi's time. I forget his name. He was a very wealthy man. I'm certainly not able to recall his name. He was a Bengali and he was very wealthy. He joined Gandhi's movement for independence. And but Gandhi used to live very simple. So he gave up all his wealth, house, palace, everything, and he started living in the ashram with Gandhi. And then Prabhupada says in 1 year he died because he could not live with such less needs, immediately could not transform. So we are not telling that you torture yourself, but Prabhupada's mood is that he would quote this verse, Isha vasyamidam sarvam yatkincha jagatyam jagattena tektena bunjita magrida kasya svidhanam. He would say, don't take more than your quota. Know your need, don't be greedy, depend on Krishna, lead a life centered on Krishna's will. I remember when I heard this, I got a question. How do I know what is my need? I may be greedy and I may think this is my need, right? So Srila Prabhupada gave a very beautiful test. You can know whether you are becoming greedy or whether that is your need. Sometimes some devotees say, oh, I want a car, I want a bigger house. And you are confused whether you're being greedy or whether that is your need. Prabhupada said simple. He said, ask yourself, are you going forward or are you getting stuck in Krishna consciousness? Is your chanting, hearing, service improving? Or are you going far away from Krishna? If you're spending more time earning money, are you able to improve your favorable remembrance of Krishna? Or are you forgetting Krishna in your pursuits? And Srila Prabhupada would give a very nice example. He would say, there is an elephant, there is an ant. Now, you cannot compare the two. He said, elephant needs more food, ant doesn't need anything. So he said, similarly, devotees are of different psychophysical nature. Some of us are like ants. We are okay with little needs. Some of you here are like elephants. You may need a lot to be satisfied at the psychophysical level. So fine. But you can have a test. You can just ask yourself by pausing and asking, are you going forward or are you getting stuck? So then you will know, okay, my desire for more money is fine because I'm going forward. I'm increasing and enhancing my devotional service. So that's the test. Again, there is a word of caution here because many times devotees get mental about this. Oh, I'm getting stuck. No, they are not getting stuck. They are just getting deeper in bhakti. Sometimes see, there's a problem with this also. Am I going forward? I've seen devotees ask every day. They keep asking, Prabhuji, am I advancing? Am I making progress? Arey Baba, relax. You are making progress. Prabhu, why am I not feeling different today than yesterday? So that is another problem. If you keep saying, "Na, you should go forward in bhakti," then we think I should go forward every day. It doesn't happen like that. We can't. This is a very toxic mindset we create in terms of progressing in bhakti. We constantly measure ourselves every day, and we feel guilty. Prabhuji, I'm not making enough spiritual progress. We become anxious, and this anxiety for progress becomes an obstacle in our bhakti. It's like you're checking a seed every day to see if it is becoming a plant, if it is growing. You can't constantly keep digging up and seeing whether I'm making advancement. You can't do like that. Therefore, yeah, we need to learn new things, we need to go forward, we need to expand more service, we need to take new practices. There has to be some visible dramatic growth, I agree. But also we need to know that growth is many times invisible. It's not like the devotee maybe I know devotees who are chanting 16 rounds only for the last 25 years. They have not yet gone to 32 rounds. So do you think they are stuck? No, they are doing well because first year maybe they are chanting mechanically. Now they are chanting, pronouncing properly in japa. Maybe they are hearing the classes, they are associating devotees, they are so they may not have added more rounds, but they're not stagnating. So don't be, uh, don't get worked up. कि, oh, I have to make advancement. No, uh, just relax, and you can know over a period of few years that you are doing well. So that's one clarification I wanted to give. So the thing is, so what is first solution for coming to the level of surrender to Krishna? Live minimally, which means accept what you need and don't be greedy. Understand your psychophysical nature. If you are an ant, be happy with little. If you are an elephant, take more. How can you know whether you are an ant or an elephant? Simple. You see, are you going forward or are you getting stuck? Are you able to improve your devotional service with more money, more things? Then great. But I request devotees, please practice this with patience and self compassion. Don't start saying, Prabhuji, I'm hopeless, I'm chanting, my lust has not gone, other devotees are so advanced. What is wrong with me, Prabhuji? Prabhuji, if I was sincere, I would be making progress. Maybe I'm not cut out for spiritual life. No, I am saying start being patient, which means, Prabhu, you start accepting that everybody's journey is different. And I'll focus on my own journey. And please understand, spiritual progress is measured in decades, not in months. Not that last month I had a lot of desires and this month my desire has not gone away. No. Please see it over decades. And Krishna appreciates even when you are struggling. So, the second chapter, Krishna says, Swalpam api asya dharmasya trayate mahato bayat. Even if you do little, Krishna says, don't fear, I'm there. Krishna is not saying constantly advance at maximum speed and become perfect or you are failing. Krishna never says that. You give me one verse from the Bhagavad Gita. I will do whatever he says. Any scripture, anywhere Krishna says you have to become perfect, then I accept you. I have not seen any verse like that. So let us not make bhakti yoga practices as a tool for spiritual perfectionism. Don't set impossibly high standards. I beg devotees, already you are getting beaten by the material energy. Um, you're already facing a lot of challenges. So don't set impossible high standards in Krishna consciousness. Don't beat yourself for not meeting them. Don't see yourself as a failure, rather than see yourself as a learner, not as a failure. That's a very important shift we can make. And Krishna consciousness is not about performance. It's not about achieving a lot of, it's about relationship. Is your relationship with Krishna becoming better? Just ask yourself this. Forget about doing, forget about performance, forget about targets. It's not about performance, it's about relationship. That's the key. So this is the my first solution or the first point, that let us not get worked up. Let us periodically, not every day or every week, honestly, patiently, slowly. So like this. So this is the first solution. Prabhupada says, live simply, but you understood the disclaimer there, which means if you are an elephant, earn more money, but see that you go forward. Second practice, very, very important, becoming an instrument in Krishna's hands, means understanding the purpose. Means you have heard this prayer in Jaladuta. Prabhupada says, Krishna, use me as an instrument. Krishna, please carry me uh, for your will. So when we place ourselves as an instrument in Krishna's hands, then we are entering the world of surrender. Sanatan Goswami tells this to Lord Chaitanya in the Antilila, fourth chapter. This is one of the most beautiful verses. When Mahaprabhu, I think the context, let me give the context. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is scolding Sanatan Goswami for planning suicide. And he says, stop all this nonsense and just hear and chant and do service, do devotional service. So then Sanatan Goswami says, yes, sir, I agree. I will not do all this. And that time he says this famous verse. He says, Kastera putaliyena kuakena chai, apne na jani putali ki bana chegai. He says, a wooden doll um, is simply dancing because somebody is making it dance. Kastera putaliyena kuakena chai. The wooden doll is dancing. Now the wooden doll, apanena jane putali. The wooden doll doesn't know kebana chegai, who is making him dance. So we have to place ourselves as that wooden doll. Krishna, I am in your hand. Krishna, please make me dance. So like practically what it means is, let's say you give a good class. Okay, some of you may not be preachers. Let's say you earned some money or you got some promotion. You can say, Krishna, I could do this because you made me do it. I am an instrument. You help me, Krishna. You used me for your purpose, Krishna. Right now, I'm not so surrendered. I don't know fully your purpose, but I offer this activity for your happiness. So this is the third principle Prabhupada says, offering. Like whatever money you get, for example, you can say, Krishna, I offer this to you because I want to use this to take care of my family and help them and serve them, and because they are dear to you, I'm hoping you'll be pleased with this. So, like this, we offer whatever we have and we place ourselves as an instrument in Krishna's hands. Then even if you're a grahastha, you are as advanced as a sannyasi, because that's what a sannyasi does. Sannyasi externally also leaves everything and he goes to serve Krishna. A grahastha is meditating on how he's an instrument in Krishna's hands, and while he's earning money, he's offering himself to Krishna. That's why in the 9.26 famous verse, Krishna says, Patram pushpam phalam toyam yome bhaktya prayachati tadaham bhakti upahartam ashnami prayatatmana. Offer me a flower, fruit. In our many temples, we have this flower offering in the morning. Govindam Adi Purusham. We offer this flower. Krishna, please accept this. So, like this, when we begin this process of offering, we are entering the surrender phase of our life. So daily food we offer. Krishna may not want pizza, but I like pizza. So I make pizza, I offer it to Krishna, and then I eat it. So I'm beginning the process of surrender. Our Guru Maharaj, our Guru Maharaj was going to one house, and one child offered the toy. The child had a car toy. I mean, what will Maharaj do with that toy car? But that child wanted to offer something the child was very attached to. So when he gave the toy, Maharaj accepted it graciously. And he said, Patram Pushpam Phalam Toyam. He chanted the verse. He said, so instead of Toyam, which is water, he said Toyam. So child has given toy. When Prabhupada was in New York, one man used to come, I forget his name, Stanley. He was working in a restaurant called Paradox. This is a typical Karmi restaurant where they used to serve beef, chicken, meat, everything. And this boy was coming for the daily Monday, Wednesday, Friday classes of Prabhupada. And but he started liking Prabhupada. You know what he would do? Every day in the afternoon from his restaurant, he would get one lunch packet and he would come and give it to Srila Prabhupada. Now, Srila Prabhupada would cook his own prasad and offer to Krishna and eat. And this man is getting sinful food. But Prabhupada was so gracious because Prabhupada saw his heart. He was offering with love. Srila Prabhupada accepted it. So, so some child may offer a toy, we may offer a flower to Krishna. The idea is offering. That offering is what helps us go in the process of surrender. So we can begin small. Somewhere we have to start offering. Then our consciousness will evolve. So what we are discussing today is counter-cultural and it is very deeply needed because, I don't know if you have experienced this. When I travel, I've seen that today spirituality is very different. Spirituality is all about today is a manifestation culture. Everybody is talking about manifestation. I want to manifest, you know. So it's about it's spirituality is like a prosperity gospel, where religion is like a cosmic vending machine where you put prayers inside and that machine will dispense blessings. The idea is I will pray and then it should manifest. I should get what I want. So but Prabhupada came to give us Krishna consciousness, which is beautifully different. Krishna consciousness is where it's a call to move from Krishna, give me what I want, to Krishna, I want what you want. I'll repeat. Krishna, give me what I want is where we are right now. But bhakti actually begins when we say, Krishna, I want what you want. Now, the journey is through this, through living simply, offering to Krishna, remembering that remembering our purpose and being an instrument. So this is very unique. This is the way this is practical steps. So what I'm saying is it's a lofty theology, but it is grounded in daily simple practices. This is not an abstract concept. There is concrete behavior that we are proposing today. It's a concrete behavior, isn't it? When we say Krishna willing, if Krishna desires, living minimally according to our genuine needs, offering our actions, acknowledging Krishna's will in both pleasant and unpleasant circumstances. So the idea is all this becomes real only if we understand that Bhakti Yoga is about a relationship. It's not about activities. Many times we say, Prabhu, should I chant more? Should I do this? Should we reduce Krishna consciousness to set of activities? No. It is relationship. When we say surrender, it's about relationship. There is surrender. Surrender can be born of love. Surrender can also be born of resignation. अरे मैं कुछ नहीं कर पाया. I lost. Let me surrender. That is not surrender. That is fatalistic. We are talking about surrender, which is coming from knowing Krishna. It is coming from trusting Krishna. It's not coming from exhaustion. Oh, I'm exhausted. Let me surrender. No, no, we're not talking about that kind of surrender. So therefore, we need to hear, we need to have that love for Krishna, we need to chant, and then that relationship matures to trust, and that trust becomes offering. So therefore, let us move. It is not some rigid surrender. No, it is a relationship, and we are moving from self-centered religion to God-centered devotion. ISKCON is not about what God can do for me. It's not a typical religious movement. It is a spiritual movement where we focus not on self, but on God, but on Krishna. We want to be an instrument in His loving hands. So therefore, we are moving from transactional spiritual. I'll repeat this again. From transactional spirituality, we are moving to relationship-based spirituality. So if you are in ISKCON, please know this is a relationship movement. This is not a transactional religion. So therefore, we propose today that let us move beyond gratitude. Let us improve and increase our dependence, our surrender. You know. So can we pause today and can you ask, can you say Krishna willing whenever you begin a journey? Can we say or can we ask, is my what I'm doing today, is it bringing me closer to Krishna? Let us do something small. Now, these are the three principles I shared, which Prabhupada shared. What are the three? First one, living simply. Second, understanding the purpose and being an instrument in Krishna's hands. And third is making an offering. Now, I want to add the fourth principle, not that it's mine. It's not like that. But because, I've seen devotees, whenever we quote Srila Prabhupada, I've seen devotees say, "Oh, Prabhuji, this is difficult." Sometimes they say like that. No, I'm just saying the fourth one is connected to all of these three. I'm saying just pause. Fourth is just pause, breathe, and pray. And consider for a moment, what am I doing in life? We need to reflect. Hmm? Because I sometimes, if we don't pause, we take the present moment so seriously, we get so bogged down. I know one student who comes for my class, weekly class, just because she failed in one exam, she's like, for her, that's the end of the life. I said, relax, Baba, there is a whole life ahead of you. No, Prabhuji, but my life is inauspicious. I started chanting 16 rounds and I failed in this exam. How can Krishna do this to me? I said, this is not connected. Relax. But the present situation becomes overwhelming for us because we have not learned to pause. There's a very famous story, this Chinese story. I don't know if you know this. There was one farmer, his horse ran away. But then what did the neighbors come and say? Oh, so bad, you lost your horse. Hmm? And what did that farmer say? What is good, what is bad, time will tell. But what happened? That horse ran away. Everybody thought it is bad, but that horse made some friends. And with seven, eight friends, all the horses came back to that villager's, that farmer's house the next day. So everybody saw, Arey, he had lost one horse, now he got eight horses. So they all came and said, "Oh, farmer, you are so lucky, you are so good, so good." He said, "What is good? What is bad? Time will tell." So now they were all happy. They had so many horses. Life was going on. And then the farmer's son sat on the horse and he was riding the horse and he fell down and broke his leg. And then all the villagers came and said, "Oh, so bad, so bad. He broke his leg." What did the farmer say? What is bad? What is good? Time will tell. And next day there was a war, and the king wanted to draft all young men to the army, and everybody in the village was put into the army. But when they saw this man had broken his leg, they left him alone. So the villagers came and said, "So good, so good. Your son is saved." So this man said, "What is good? What is bad? Time will tell." And the story goes on. You can add more layers to the story. So the point I'm making is, we label events too quickly. If you have gone through some event in your life, you may just immediately declare, "This is bad, this is good." No, wait, just wait. Real wisdom means to trust that mercy which is unfolding beyond what we can presently perceive. Do not judge the moment because you have not yet reached the end of the story. Your life story has not ended. So don't come to the end of the story right now. And this we can do only if we learn to pause. Just pause, relax, breathe, and reflect. Because, Krishna's greatest gifts I have seen are those which we don't recognize when we get them. We actually recognize over a period. I've recognized many of Krishna's gifts only over a period of time. It's sometimes it just misses us because we don't pause. I'll give you, I'll tell you one young devotee humbled me completely. Huh? I'm telling you, this is a true story. He was my so-called counselee, somebody whom I preached to. Because he practiced pause, reflection, prayer, he understood and he got realizations which was so profound. It completely blew my mind. This boy went to Barsana, Srimati Radharani's place. This happened a few years ago. I want to tell you this story. Now, this boy goes there and he's taking darshan. And sunset happens, and he continues to take darshan, and then finally comes to go to Vrindavan and he sees there are no buses available, no auto rickshaws. It has become too dark. He didn't realize that Barsana is closes down so early in the night. So he had nowhere to go. And he didn't have much money except, I think, 10 or 15 rupees by which he could take a bus and go to Vrindavan. So what to do? He said, today I will have to sleep under a tree here somewhere. And he was feeling that it is mercy. And suddenly, from nowhere, one young boy came in a bike and he said, Arey, what happened? You are a guest in our village. Barsana is our village, and you are a guest here, and you have no place to stay. Come with me. So this boy took him to a very top, only good hotel there in Barsana and gave him a free of cost. He gave him a room to stay for the night. And next day, this boy came back to Vrindavan. Now this is an amazing story. He gratefully accepted. He got shelter of Radharani like that. Now, when he came back, now if this incident happened with you or it happened with me, many of us would see this as blessing, right? This is a blessing. I mean, I would have slept in the night. I don't know, some snake would have come. What would have happened? I didn't know where to go. I got a nice room to stay. We would have seen this as a blessing Krishna has sent because we got divine intervention and we got some comfort when I needed it the most. Like I needed help and somebody came and gave me help. Now, there are three levels I want to tell you. At the lowest level, somebody could be, I would say, level zero, where it's completely ungrateful. Somebody sees life's events as coincidence. So if you're at level zero, if this boy was at level zero, you know what he would have said? He would have said, Prabhuji, it's a coincidence. Somebody came in a bike. Arey, mere ko chance mil gaya. I got accommodation. Okay. Level one, level zero is ingratitude, coincidence. We are not at that level. We are all Hare Krishna devotees, right? You are coming for ABC classes. So many of us will think we are at level one, where we are grateful. Wow, Krishna is so kind. I did not have shelter at night, and Krishna gave me shelter. Krishna is so kind. This is level one, where I would put myself in. But this boy saw something more profound, something that revealed an entirely different dimension of grace, which I would call level two. What is level two? I said it was Radharani's mercy. You know what he said? And I said, Radharani's mercy for you, you got accommodation. He immediately, spontaneously said, Prabhuji, it is Radharani's mercy for sure. But the mercy was not that I got shelter. He said, Radharani protected me from my false pride. I said, really? How did she protect you from false pride? He said, Prabhu, if I had slept under that tree, I was ready to sleep under that tree in Barsana. And if I had slept, then for the rest of my life, I would have felt I'm so advanced that, like the six Goswamis, I also slept under a tree in Vrindavan, in Barsana. And I would have spoken about it hundreds of times to hundreds of people that, I had this profound experience. I slept in the night in Barsana. Uh, but but I would have felt I'm very advanced. But by giving me accommodation, Radharani protected me from false pride. I said, really? This is your realization? He said, yeah, Prabhuji, I'm thinking like this. Am I thinking right? This actually statement, no, it pierced my heart because I never thought like that. It revealed a truth which is very rarely seen, that the highest mercy of Krishna is not in what you are getting right now. See, highest mercy of Krishna is what is protecting us from. Krishna is protecting us from many things right now. And that is his mercy. And we are not able to see it because we don't pause. We don't stop. We are only busy. This is a very simple statement this boy told me, but it revealed the most subtle and powerful truth about spiritual life. That the greatest interventions by Krishna are those that save us from spiritual dangers that we cannot see. And we won't see them if we don't pause. Therefore, this fourth solution, I'm saying pause, reflect. See, many of us, see, I'll tell you, many of us, for us, mercy is what? When life is pleasant, there is mercy. Many of us see like this. Or some of us see it as mercy when we are able to achieve our purpose. But very rarely we see mercy in when we are denied some things, when there is hidden protection from false pride. So level zero, okay, level zero of is blindness, coincidence, ingratitude, where random events we are not. This is the lowest level of consciousness. We see events as random coincidences, completely disconnected from any higher purpose or divine hand. Life is simply happening to us, and we are receiving sometimes fortune, sometimes misfortune. You know people like this in this world? Do you know? For them, life is simply coincidences happening. So, do you want to be in level zero? I'm sure you don't want to be, right? But you won't believe it. We all many times are at level zero. We don't want to accept it, but we are so busy because we don't pause. We miss so many events for which we could be grateful. We are only thinking it's happening coincidence, coincidence, coincidence. I'll give you one. I'm feeling ashamed. I've shared this before, but it's very humbling, but very important for me. I was at level zero and I got exposed when I took a group of boys for Vrindavan Yatra in year 2006. That time, the road from Chatikara to Govardhan is a straight, long road. It was not so developed. It was village area. Morning 4 o'clock we went, and suddenly in the middle of the road, our bus stopped because there was no gas, there was no petrol, and the driver stopped. And out of the blue, and I was panicking. I was the organizer of the yatra. Out of the blue, an old Brajavasi is walking with the lota. During those days, if in North India an old man is walking with the lota in the fields, you know that he's going to respond to nature's call. That is the washroom, open area of the washroom. So I thought he's going to respond to nature's call. But he came with that lota directly to our bus and he said, I've got some petrol here. And that's exactly what, and it was exactly what we needed to go to Govardhan. And I was like, I was the manager of the yatra. I had to get things done. I said, yeah, very good. Le lo, paisa do. We paid him extra also. And we got it done. We went to Govardhan. And out of nowhere, this elderly Brijvasi comes with a can of petrol. He came, he helped, and he disappeared. And I was okay, great, done. Let us go for the yatra. Let us continue the travel. I didn't even pause to consider the miraculous nature of this intervention because I was too busy getting things sorted because I was a manager. My busyness completely blinded me to Krishna's presence in my life. Do you also go through something like that in life? Later, what happened at the end of the yatra, we were taking feedback. What is the highlight of the yatra? I thought they will say, Prabhuji, this class was the highlight, or this kirtan was the highlight, this temple darshan was the highlight. Everybody unanimously said the highlight of the yatra was that Krishna sent this Brajavasi at the right time to give us petrol. That incident completely missed me because I was operating at a level of level zero. They were operating at level one, level two, like that. Srila Prabhupada says, there is sun always, but if you put the curtain close and you cannot see the sun, it is your fault. Similarly, Krishna's presence is always there in our life, but we are operating at level zero. So therefore, level zero is very bad, and we are always, because we don't pause, we live there. But level one is where we can come first through pausing, which is transactional, dualistic gratitude, where we see mercy only for things that go well. When I get good food, good comfort, thank you, Krishna, thank you. But we are selective. We thank Krishna for what pleases me. But this is good. At least we are recognizing Krishna's hand. Um Krishna is so good. Krishna is so nice. And this is genuine. See, please, I'm not discounting this. I myself do that. I only thank Krishna for the good thing that happened in my life. That's fine. But Krishna says in 7.16 in the Gita that Chaturvida bhajante mam jana sukritano arjuna arto jigyasur artharthi. Four types of people come to me: the desirer of wealth, the distressed, those who are inquisitive, those who are searching for knowledge. So Krishna, so basically anybody comes to Krishna is good. So if you are thanking Krishna for even material things, that's perfect. But there is duality. We separate life into two categories: pleasant experiences and unpleasant experiences. Pleasant experiences is Krishna's mercy, unpleasant experiences is Krishna's desire, what to do. I don't know. So we thank Krishna for what we like. And what happens to those? Okay, can you be honest? What do you do when you get things you don't like? How do you resolve it? You're a devotee. How will you resolve it? Don't tell me the ideal thing what we should do. You tell me honestly, what do you do when you don't get things or when you get things which you don't like in life? How do you see it as a devotee? Okay, pleasant experience, what we do? Thank you, Krishna, Krishna's mercy. Unpleasant experiences, what do we do? Become frustrated. My karma. I like this answer. My karma is a good answer. Very sad. We become very sad. Yes. Any other answers? We pause and pray to understand and reflect. Okay. You consider that as fate. You complain. We plead to Krishna. Okay. Many times, you know what we do? We intellectually rationalize. Some of you are doing right now, or we ignore it. We might say, so I know some devotees say, Prabhu, this is Krishna's mercy, but we don't really mean it. We just say it. Uh, like when I visit temples, I get good darshans and there is no accident. We come back. Thank you, Krishna. I immediately know this is a level one gratitude. It is real, it is good, but it is incomplete. I'm still wearing the lens of my preferences, my likes, what I don't like, what is good, what is bad. But level two is very, very serious. This boy taught me that gratitude has to be not transactional. Gratitude has to be transformational. He was not, he was seeing mercy not for what is happening to us, but what is happening within us. See, we have to, there are many things we can learn. Even if the event is discomforting, humbling, mm, you know, uh, if we pause, pray, we will be able to see this. We'll be able to recognize Krishna's love. Mm. One day, I missed, I think this 5 years ago, I was in Vrindavan, Prabhupada's disappearance day. I missed. I was very close to Prabhupada's quarters. I could have gone there for the program. I missed it because I was exhausted. I went to sleep. Now, I was feeling guilty that oh, I missed it. But then after hearing this boy, I realized that, oh, it was also in one sense mercy. Imagine I had attended that program. I would have always mentioned that on Prabhupada's disappearance day, I was at Prabhupada's house. My false ego would have fed on it for months. I would have spoken about it in so many classes. Hmm. Like, Radhana Swami Maharaj was saying in one class, I was shocked. He said, when we are young devotees, we want to become advanced devotee. We want to become advanced in bhakti. Then Maharaj said, after some years, we don't want to advance in bhakti, but we want to be known as an advanced devotee. And then he said how Maya gets us. He said, then after some years, we want to be known as someone who doesn't want to be known as an advanced devotee. how subtle it is. Means, first I want to become an advanced devotee. Then, oh, they should know that I'm an advanced devotee. Then they should know that, Hare Prabhuji is so humble, he doesn't want to be known as an advanced devotee. How Maya tricks us. See, this is very, very subtle in bhakti. Higher understandings, the deeper dimensions we don't get. It is not by our intellectual analysis. When I say pause, I'm not saying that if you pause, you can understand this. I'm just saying when we pause, we are creating a space for Krishna's wisdom to be understood. See, we cannot figure this out. Guru Maharaj could say this because he's realized. In 10th chapter, Bhagavad Gita, 11th verse, Krishna says that he gives this realization. It's not that we figure it out. Teshamevanukampartam aham ajnanajam tama nashayam atma bhavasto jnana deepena bhasvata. I will light the lamp of knowledge in your heart and I will make things clear to you, Krishna is assuring. So I can't figure this out. But at least let me pause and let me receive what Krishna wants to tell me. So, and that's how we understand. We can connect all the dots. There is a very nice story I heard when I was in school that there was a king in the palace. He was sharpening his sword and he cut his finger. And the minister was next to him, immediately said, very good, very good. What has happened has happened for good. And the king got so angry. He said, "You idiot, I've cut my finger." And the king ordered, put this minister in the jail, imprison him. He doesn't like me. I cut my finger. So that fellow was put in the prison. And after a few days, the king went on his usual hunting expedition. And deep in the jungle, uh, the tribals attacked and they caught the king. And they were about to make human sacrifice. And they were about to kill the king. They suddenly saw his finger, there was plaster. They said, what happened? If I had cut my finger, for that they said this offering will be contaminated, so we cannot offer you for this. They left him. So he came back and he told the minister, oh, thank you. Because of you, now I realize what you said was right. It was very good because I cut my finger, my life was saved. So minister said, thank you. For then the king released the minister. And then the king said, but my dear minister, it was good for me, but how was it good for you? Because you were in jail. So the minister said, if I was not in jail, I would be with you. I'm always with you. When you went for hunting, I would have been there. And they would have seen that you are not a good offering, but I'm a good offering because I'm not injured and I would have been put in the sacrifice. So this is a simple story. We had heard it in school. The point I'm saying is what appears as unfortunate in your life right now, it could be divine protection for something from something far more worse. We are not able to understand. Intellectually, we can say, in many classes, we intellectually say, whatever happens happens for good. It is Krishna's desire. We can give hundreds of stories like this. But you have to realize it, Prabhus. Matajis, you have to realize it. You have to know this. And this will not come by me telling you. And you can realize this only when you pause and when you allow Krishna to reveal to you. Many of us, we are victims of what is called as spiritual materialism. You know what is materialism? Only thinking of materialistic happiness. But there is something called a spiritual materialism where we use spiritual practices for material benefits, for material well-being. So you may practice bhakti to get more money. I may chant better so that I can give impressive lectures. So that is also spiritual materialism only. So anything we do for getting worldly recognition, worldly fame, worldly wealth, opulences, and we use bhakti practices, that is spiritual materialism. So, but when we pause, when we reflect, because bhakti is so subtle, we can become proud of our humility. We can feel superior because of our austerities. This boy at Barsana, this story, I told you just some time ago, this boy could have acquired a spiritual trophy. He could have gone around saying that I slept under a tree in Barsana, you know, and that trophy would have become a prison for him. It's a golden chain of pride which is binding us more tightly than any materialistic achievement. So many times, spiritual experiences, what we do? We use it as a food for the ego. We go through some nice experience, we glorify ourselves subtly. So therefore, mystics and saints across various traditions, they are focused on humility. That's why our Guru Maharaj always speaks about Trinadapi Suni Chena. Because the final obstacles on spiritual path, the most powerful obstacles on spiritual path are often spiritual in appearance. They appear spiritual. You do more chanting, you give nice lectures, you are doing more service, because ego does not cling only to worldly pleasures. Ego clings to spiritual accomplishments also. There is subtle pride in one's devotion. I didn't, okay, they should see that I'm advanced. So when that story happened in Vrindavan, when I missed seeing that Brajavasi coming and giving gas as Krishna the intervention, I realized that I was absent in Krishna's presence. And many of us are like that. We are so busy serving Krishna. I think in your respective communities, you may be so busy serving Krishna that you may miss Krishna. So when I'm saying pause, I'm saying just don't miss Krishna. So I went through level 0 moment. Now I've also been in level 1 moment where I'm thanking Krishna. But I want to reach level 2. I want to thank Krishna not for what I like. I want to thank Krishna for everything. I want to thank Krishna even for the events that appear disappointing and that appear unpleasant. Tell me honestly, are you able to do that? I'm not able to do that. But I want to reach that stage. So that can happen. I would like to end now with one very nice quote of Rumi, which is one of my favorite quotes. Um, he says, I have lived on the lip of insanity, wanting to know reasons, knocking on a door. I don't know if you've heard this is a very beautiful poem he writes. This is in a different language, but I think it's in Persian. It's a Sufi saint, but English is translates as lip of insanity means, many of us, we are mad at our constant questioning and effort. I want to achieve God. I want to understand. I want to progress. And wanting to know reasons. It's intellectual thirst, trying to grasp truth through logic, through analysis, and knocking on the door. And then what happens? He says, I was knocking on the door, and finally I realized that I've been knocking on the door from inside, which means we are seeking God outside of ourselves, as if truth is somewhere else, hidden behind some door. But Rumi is realizing that Lord was already inside the house that I was trying to enter, which means inner peace is not outside, it is always within. So therefore, enlightenment, uh, that obsession that we have, that I want to advance in spiritual life, constantly striving, this can paradoxically keep us away from realization, because we are obsessed with reaching, we are obsessed with achieving, we are obsessed with becoming spiritual. So then we become trapped in the ego, because this sense of, the point is, we don't have to always try. Sometimes we just have to, we have it, just be, just rest in awareness, just be present, you know. So so therefore, I'm saying, don't analyze always, don't try hard always, just pause, just be present. As somebody interrupted you when you're doing something, as your child come and interrupted you, disturbed you, I request you to also interrupt yourself, interrupt your busy life, disturb your busy life, interrupt your busyness, external busyness as well as internal busyness of gratifying the ego. Let us create sacred pauses throughout the day where we are with Krishna through presence, through prayer, through pauses. We can inwardly pray, Krishna, please show me your hand in this. Krishna, please help me. Krishna, just be present with Krishna. You know, when we do this, then we'll see a reality beyond what is apparent. Because right now, my world is limited to my body, mind, intelligence. But the spiritual world will begin to reveal itself even right now. So let us start praying like this: Krishna, please reveal to me. Please, Krishna, help me understand. Like that. Or thank Krishna for where we are. Hmm? So, like that, the more we come back to Krishna, the more we will see what Krishna wants us to see. Also, I want to very, very important clarification. Please don't try to manufacture gratitude. Don't try to artificially reframe the pain. I've seen devotees trying to be positive. Don't deny your real feelings, or don't intellectually declare, oh, this is all mercy. No, it may not be, we may not understand it's mercy. Our heart may be unconvinced. That's okay. Many spiritual bypassing is very dangerous. Accept you are in pain. Don't deny. Just be present. Create space for revelation. Just be with that pain. I think we had a session, I think last to last time, embracing pain. So just be in that space. Allow yourself to just be there with Krishna. Then Krishna will gradually open our eyes to deeper dimensions of love. So I'm not advocating artificial reframing of your pain as a blessing. Don't see your pain as blessing. If you cannot see it, it's okay. Just be with Krishna. Just present, just breathe, relax. And then you will see amazing. You will be able to convert crisis. There was a donkey. I don't know, you know the story? The donkey fell into a dry well, and the owner thought, my donkey is gone. Is no way I can help it. So he said, let me bury it. So he started putting all the sand on it. But what did the donkey do? It shrugged off that sand. The donkey said, and it kept shrugging it off, and that sand became so much, and the donkey used that sand to get out of the well. So life may be throwing dust, sand at us. You are burying, you are suffering. Go to hell, you are dying, you are useless. So I'm just saying, if we pause, we'll be able to shake it off. We'll be able to use it as a pedestal, and Krishna will lift us higher if we respond with faith. And this is a verse which I've quoted hundreds of times in these ABC classes, 10 canto, 14 chapter, verse number 8. Tattenukampam susumikshmano bunjana evatmakritam vipakam Ridvagvapurbir vidadab namaste jivetayo mukti pade sadaya bhag. My dear Lord, one who earnestly waits for you to bestow your mercy upon him, all the while accepting the reactions of his past misdeeds, he becomes eligible for liberation as his rightful claim. So our group is ABC. Awareness comes through pause, balance by practicing these four principles, and C is connection. And for all of this, we need acceptance. We need to pause, we need to reflect, So let us practice Krishna consciousness more soberly. And so I want to conclude what are these four principles I shared today to come to the level of changing our Krishna consciousness from transactional religion to transformational spirituality. What are the four things we need to do? Anybody would like to share? Okay, maybe Shivam Prabhu can summarize the four actions and then we can take questions for 10 minutes exactly. I don't have much time today. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Thank you so much, Prabhuji. Like it really touched my heart. I was enjoying everything what you said. So the four principle, Prabhuji, just like to summarize is live minimally is as per the teachings of Prabhupada you mentioned. And second is understanding the purpose and then becoming an instrument in the service. And third is to offer to Krishna, like whatever services we are doing. And fourth is pausing, take pause, breathe, and pray, and basically reflect that what I'm doing in my life. So pressing the pause button and becoming
Yes.
aware. Thank you.
Yes. Thank you, Prabhu. So I see Krishna Saka Prabhu. Would you like to? You can take Krishna Saka Prabhu's question.
Yeah, yeah, sure. Krishna Prabhu, you can unmute yourself and please ask the question.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Vraja Bihari Prabhu. You are the spiritual disruptor of our lives, and so grateful for you, your thoughts and your realizations that you shared with us. Just one question, Prabhu, that I had, if that's okay, on this idea of judging your situation depending on how much you're turning or turning to or turning away from Krishna. And one thing I've realized in myself is that I think I've developed more forgetfulness of Krishna as I've progressed in certain aspects of my life. Then I get fearful that I'm forgetting Krishna and I don't want Krishna to take that away. So then I turn to him in that fear, and then it becomes a fear-based relationship rather than a love-based relationship.
Yes.
So I wondered if you had any thoughts or insights as to how to reframe that.
Yeah, this fear-based bhakti is what many of us are guilty of, and that's why many devotees go through depression. So one of the best amazing techniques I discovered to overcome fear-based bhakti to more mindful and more present practices is I remember my sports days. Before I came to Krishna consciousness, I used to play a lot of sports. Like I used to play tennis also a lot. So in tennis, so if you've played sports, what happens when you lose a point? Do you sit and lament, oh, I lost a point, I lost a point? You shrug it off and you focus on the next point, right? So if you fail in bhakti, you see yourself as a sportsman. I think we had a class once on ABC. Bhakti is war or a sport? I don't know. I think we had
Yes,
once, right?
yes, yes, Prabhuji, yes, yes.
Yeah. So it's not a war. When we see it as war, we become fearful. We should see it as sports. Then we are cheerful. Okay, I lost. There are also you should learn from politicians. Politicians, they lose all the elections. I think the politicians are the only species who never get depressed. They're always positive. They're always cheerful. And so anyway, the point is we need to be cheerful. And there is a very famous verse. Jata Shraddha Mat Kathasu Nirvinna Sarva Karmasu. Lord Krishna tells Uddhava in the Uddhava Gita 11th canto that my devotee will fail. Veda Dukkat Makan Kaman. He understands that material life is bad, but is not able to give up sense gratification. It's okay, Krishna says. Just keep continuing devotional service in a cheerful mood and continue to hear and chant and keep lamenting at your mistakes, but don't give up feeling cheerful and just continue on, march forward. So the sports attitude helps. That's why in every sports match, after you lose or win, you are supposed to shake hands with your opponents. Just okay, today was a bad day. Next match I will win. Is that okay, Krishna Saka Prabhu?
Yeah, perfect. Thank you.
I would like to take this question of Prabhavati Gopi Mata. I think she's asked a question. She's from Belgaum. I saw her question. I would like to take that.
In the chat, Prabhuji, you mean?
Yeah, I think in the chat she's asked a question. I couldn't see that.
Yes. So she said is very beautiful points and eye-opening too. My question is, Prabhuji, if such spiritual experience like the one you mentioned about the devotee staying the hotel instead of under the tree in Barsana can inflate the ego, then should we give up pursuing these spiritual experiences, or even if we do pursue them at the moment, how do we keep that ego aside and really switch to deep gratitude? How to be aware that at that moment?
Hare Krishna Mataji, I made it very clear. I'll repeat what I said in the class. These things cannot be earned. These things, this boy did not intellectually, realization is not something which you get by intellectual hunting. You go to the forest and hunt animals. You can't enter the forest of your brain and hunt for realizations. This is a mercy. He got Radharani's mercy, that's why he got this realization. But he got this mercy because he created a sacred space. He had the attitude of humility, he was prayerful, service. So I made it very clear in the class also that we need to create that space. We need to pause, we need to reflect, we need to pray and not and wait. I am not on that level. See, there are too many devotees I know whom I preach to, and they used to take guidance from me and all of that. Today they are far, far more advanced than me. Now I can't lament or I can't say, wow, how can I be like them? No, I'm where I am, they are where they are. They are continuing from their last life. Some devotees get amazing realizations. Like I told you this, what Guru Maharaj said about how when we are new, we want to advance in bhakti, then we want to be known as advancing in bhakti, then we want to be known as not wanting to be known as advancing in bhakti. These are all like very deep, saintly realizations. We can just repeat them and hope to get purified and continue where we are. Let us accept for ourselves for who we are and be honest at our level. At least let us try, let us aspire at our own way. Otherwise, as I said in the class today, this spiritual perfectionism, this desire to become more advanced, this can also cause a lot of anxiety. I know many devotees who are suffering from depression and anxiety, but if you go deeper, you realize they are suffering because they have taken upon the agenda to become pure devotees or become advanced in bhakti. It won't happen like that. Bhakti advancement, first step is accept where you are. Last week I spoke about Sakshi Bhav. Just separate yourself from the world of mind intelligence. Just be comfortable in your own skin. There is nothing wrong with you. Om Purnamadaha Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Vashishyate. The Upanishads explain you are complete, you are perfect. Accept yourself for who you are. Love yourself. Just be assured in your sense of belongingness with Krishna. You belong to Krishna. You are not an ordinary person. In that assurance, then you practice your own bhakti, then all the realizations will come like this boy got. This boy is 20 years younger to me, not 20, 22 years younger to me. His first, I took him first Vrindavan Yatra. I took him to first, I made him chant 2 rounds, 4 rounds. Today he's so advanced. Every time he speaks to me, I'm like, so that's where he is, that's where I am. Let's celebrate life. Hare Krishna. Is that okay?
Yes, thank you, Prabhuji. Prabhuji, there was one more question on the chat from Manisha Mataji. You discussed on the psychophysical nature. One has an ant need and another one has an elephant need. So she's asked similar. What if in the Grasta ashram, one is an ant and one is an elephant, and they are in a business and they have to work together? The ant has to work a lot more to satisfy the elephant.
Then you need to read Nonviolent Communication by Marshall Rosenberg and learn how to communicate. This is a communication problem. You have to express, you have to live through proper communication. This is very, very important. You have to know your needs, you have to know your feelings and be able to communicate them. This is beyond my bandwidth. I can't. But we can do some other time, maybe in our ABC class, we can discuss on non-violent communication, how to communicate effectively. Hmm. Hare Krishna.
Thank you, Prabhuji. There is one live question from Surya Daksha Prabhu.
Suradeksha Prabhu, yes.
Surya Daksha Prabhu. Sorry. Prabhuji, can you ask?
Yes. Hare Krishna Prabhuji, thank you very much for your wonderful class and so enthusiastically you have spoken for almost 1.5 hours. Thank you very much for that. I have a small question on your answer which you gave it to Krishna Sakha Das Prabhu that this bhakti is like a sports. You may win or it's not. It's like a war or uh, it's like a war or a sports. Now, okay, war we understand, but when we are playing sports, there is always a possibility that we might be very badly injured and we might not be ever possible to play that sports ever again. So the same thing happens when we are in a bhakti. There's always a background that when we are injured, when we are mentally or physically not fit to do that kind of a bhakti what we were doing 15 years back, so that really disturbs us very badly. So and that also creates some amount of fear in ourselves. So how to tackle this kind of a fear which is already there in the back of my mind?
Yes, bhakti. I think one of the devotees are getting older. They get into depression because they compare their present bhakti with the past bhakti when they were younger.
Yes. Yes.
This is one of the biggest tragedies. So the solution is do your best. You heard this saying, do your best in bhakti. What does that mean? Whenever devotees want to do their best, they compare their best with the previous standard. Oh, when I was 20 years ago, I used to chant, I used to get up early morning, I used to sleep 4 hours and go for Mangalarti every day. Now I am 55, I can't do that. So we think I'm not doing my best. So when I'm not doing my best, I compare my best. When I say we should do our best, we think the best is what I did 20 years ago. Please understand, do your best means do your best for today. What is the best you can do today? Don't compare with some previous standard. Are you getting this, Prabhu? This is very important.
Yes, absolutely, absolutely, Prabhuji.
So who is the best example for us for this from first canto of Bhagavatam? Anybody knows? Best means what can I do best today? Best is not
Today.
what I can do compared to 20 years ago. So who is the best example for doing your best?
Bhishma Pitama.
Bhishma Pitama. Who said this? Thank you, whoever said it. Bhishma Pitama was lying on a bed of arrows. He could not receive the Pandavas, but he offered, Prabhupada writes in that purport, he offered kind words, and that is the best service he could do. So a time will come when you are Sanatan Goswami, yes, Surbi, you are perfect. He could not do Govardhan Parikrama. So Krishna gave him Giriraj Shila and he made him do four Parikrama of the Giriraj Shila. You know what happened? I could not do Giriraj Parikrama this year, although I had gone for Govardhan Yatra. And here I am at Govardhan Eco Village. Last 3 days, I am constantly doing Parikrama of the Giriraj Shila here, which just takes 2 minutes. So if I keep saying, oh, I am so fallen, I was in Govardhan, I could not do parikrama, then I will become miserable today. Today, last 2 days, I was very happy because I was not comparing with what I did or what I could not do it in Yatra. I was just happy that I'm with Giriraj. Okay. Is that okay,
Thank you.
Suraj?
Thank you very much.
Yeah.
Yes,
So
thank you
do
so
your
much, Prabhu.
best.
Thank you so much.
So do your
Yes.
best means do your best compared to not 20 years ago. Do your best
Today.
today according to see your body and do your best.
Thank you so much, Prabhuji, for your kind words. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Can we stop here now?
Yes,
Prabhu?
yes.